Hi, my name is Carlos Gene Hendrickson, and I'd like to give out my testimony. It's pretty hard for me to talk about it, but this is my testimony on how I was saved by Jesus Christ. See, before I gave my life fully actually to Jesus Christ, I was a Luciferian, and it's one of the biggest mistakes I ever made. And I started getting into that when I was in high school. And I was a little confused with my faith. I didn't know if I wanted to. So I started going to church a little bit, tried to see how that goes. But then I got married when I was in my 20s. I was 24 going on 25. And marriage didn't work out, and I was getting a little bit more heavier into Luciferianism. And when I did that, I kind of pledged to something I sure never did, and I ended up in a place that my soul actually left my body, and I went to hell. And hell is one place you don't want to go. It's a place of torment, pain, sorrow. And when I first went into hell, I was dragged there by these creatures. I thought I died. And the fire just, in the darkness, it's pitch black, and the fire just keeps burning, and it burns and it burns and it burns and burns, and it doesn't even stop. Your skin is being torn from your body as you're burning, and you hear the screams of other souls, and your screams yourself, the screams that you have. There's no rest. There's no peace. There's torment all the time. Just torment. Day and night. There's no light. There's darkness. So it's always just torment and pain. And you got these bugs that are eating on you. And it's just a pain. And as you're burning, you feel like the flesh is actually melting off your body. As these demons just tearing at your flesh and laughing at you. And they're telling you that you're one of them, and that you're never going to see your family again. And there's people down there screaming. I've seen many famous people down there that after I heard them, not seen them, but heard them screaming in pain. Because you can't see people, you can't see them. You just can hear them. You could just hear them. There was Elvis Presley, Johnny Cash. And people don't understand when they get into this Luciferianism, devil worshipping stuff, is that once they make that pledge to the devil and they worship him, he takes their souls automatically to hell with him. You'll still be here walking on this earth, your body will be, but your body don't have a soul. It's a demon that takes over your body. He takes your place, and you're down there in pain. You're down there suffering because you made a pledge that you should have never do. I see there's many people who's actually down there that are still alive to this day, because their body's alive, but their soul is in pain and suffering. But Jesus came. I was down there for about a year until Jesus came, and Jesus saved me. A lot of people thought that I was here on earth with them, and I wasn't, but Jesus saved me, and He brought me back. He grabbed me by the hand and He brought me back. And when I came back into my body. When I came back into my body, I didn't know where I was at, because all I could do was thank Jesus and tell Him I was sorry, and thank Jesus and tell Him I was sorry for what I've done. But when He brought me back, He told me everything was going to be okay. And He told me to testify and tell people what can happen if you don't turn to Jesus Christ, and if you worship anything but Jesus Christ. What can happen to you? You'll be cut off from God. You'll be cut off from everybody. You'll just be in pain and suffering. That's one thing I just don't. When I came back, when the honest truth, when I came back, my family, my mom, my dad, my brothers prayed for me. When I seen them light the myrrh and the frankincense to pray over me, when I seen the fire, it caused a flashback, and I just broke down. I broke down. I was so scared because I thought it was going to burn me. It's just the pain. You can't imagine the pain. You don't want to imagine the pain that you could go through. When you don't want to imagine the pain you can go through if you don't take your life to Jesus Christ and live for Him. I seen Christians down there that did not live for God, they lived for the world. They thought because they gave their life to Jesus, they was going to go to heaven. But they lived for the world. They lived in sin. They used tobacco. They drank. They watched movies that did not uplift God. They listened to music that did not uplift God. They lived for the world. They gambled. They lived their life in sin, and they're being punished for it. So I just give you that message. That's what happened. I don't want to see people to go through that same torment that I went through before Jesus brought me back. And I thank Jesus for that too. Thank Jesus. Thank you for listening to my testimony. How I went to hell and came back.